Hi guys, it's Amy. Welcome to Strength Reverse. Thank you for being here and watching, and thank you so much if you have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate people doing that. And if you haven't, make sure you like or subscribe down where there's a button that says that. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about resting. Okay, so this morning I got up and did yoga, and sometimes I combine yoga with a meditation, or I'll pull my tarot cards and think about them as I'm doing my yoga. And today's cards, I started pulling 2 cards every day instead of 1, and I'm really liking this. Today my cards were Temperance and the Hierophant. And the Radiant Wise Spirit deck loves to give me major arcana cards. Even when I have 1 minor, usually I have 1 major. But today I have 2. And as I thought about how these 2 cards are related, if I had to pick 1 keyword for each card, I guess I would pick balance, or this would be mastery, or knowledge. Maybe not mastery, but practice. And I was thinking about how they went together, and I knew by the end of my yoga practice and meditation that I would have the answer. During the summer, I thought I would have so much more time, that I would do a lot more with YouTube, I would do a lot more with tarot, and it's actually been the opposite experience for me, where I haven't really been motivated to get with the program. I've kind of been resting on every level, and that has continued through YouTube and tarot. And so I haven't been called to watch tons of videos. I haven't been called to really make many videos. And I always have a lot of guilt that comes up about that. I think if I miss a day of journaling or miss a day of pulling my tarot cards, that I'm somehow falling behind. And so maybe it's like the Catholic schoolgirl upbringing in me, where I have, if I don't meditate that day, or I don't do yoga or whatever, that I feel this pressure and guilt, like I'm doing something wrong. It's funny because I don't have that guilt or pressure about teaching. The summer, I really need to rest. I need to kind of let last year fall away and take the lessons from the previous year. And toward the end of the summer, I get this spark of creativity. I get this energy, I get this renewed enthusiasm, and I get this huge download about teaching stuff. What I want to change, what I want to continue, what I want to modify, even the way my classroom looks. And it makes me not fall behind in teaching. It makes me a better teacher. And I think, in the last video, which was a VR to Brian about the most important thing you've ever learned, sharing the wisdom. I said you can get wisdom really from anywhere. And this is one place I got wisdom, was from an ad for a yoga subscription service, which is at the beginning of a lot of YouTube yoga videos. And the person narrating was saying, yoga is a practice and not a mastery. And of course that went in my journal. And I think that applies to really anything. It applies to tarot. It applies to teaching. There's never a point where you can stop honing your skills or gaining more knowledge or understanding. It's just a new layer that keeps being added. In teaching, we have what is called a spiral curriculum, where in maybe 4th grade, you'll study U.S. history, and then again in 7th or 8th grade, and then again in 10th grade. So you keep coming around to that, but each time you learn about it, it's in more depth and greater detail. And then, you know, it's the same with science. You learn earth science and space science and physical science, life science. In elementary school, it's very general. And then every time you come back to it, it's more in depth until you go to college and you might have very specialized classes. But just, you know, you could get a PhD in something and, you know, a college professor isn't going to stop learning about their field. I think mastery is when you've mastered the process of getting better at something. And there is a time, at least this is how I learn, where I'm very actively studying and learning and participating, and then I will go through this spell where I'm not called to do that much anymore. And that's, summer is a natural time for that. And so there's this resting phase where it's like an integration phase, where the information is percolating so that I can integrate it and add a new layer of understanding. Because neither of these cards mean the same thing to me today that they meant 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or 1 year ago. I keep adding new layers of meaning. And so the message that I got was this period of doing nothing, which I'm really good at doing nothing. I'm just not good at not feeling guilty about it. But this period of doing nothing is an important part of the process. And I don't need to feel guilty about it. It really, in the end, increases my understanding and mastery, for lack of a better word, of whatever subject I'm studying, whether it's tarot or teaching or whatever it might be. And so I just sat with that for a while, and I asked, how do you know? Because it does take a certain amount of discipline to meditate every day or to learn the meanings of 78 tarot cards and then be able to use them in a reading. That takes discipline to learn that. So how do you know when you are resting or when you're just avoiding, when you need to push yourself? And what I got was, if it feels good, then you need to rest. And when it doesn't feel good, then you need to push yourself. It's like exercise. I kind of know the difference now between I'm just being lazy and I don't wanna, and I don't want to go to the gym, whatever. I kind of know the difference between that and my body needing to rest. But it's harder to tell that on a level that isn't physical, when you need to push yourself or when you just need to rest. And I think if it feels good to rest, even if you have the guilt trip about it, if it's feeling good to rest or to not be on YouTube or whatever, then I need to do that. But when it's feeling bad that I'm not doing those things, then I need to kind of push myself through it. And so that's the meaning that I took from these cards, this balance. Sometimes it's very active and sometimes it's very passive and restful. And that rest, where it feels like you're doing nothing, there's actually something going on that's not, you don't have to actively do something for things to be working and leading to more knowledge or leading to I don't like to use the level imagery. I don't like the idea of levels, but kind of a level up or maybe going deeper, a deeper level, not a higher level. So that's what I got from these. This was a bit of a ramble. So, Anyway, that's what I got for my meditation. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a video about this because it sounds a lot better in my head. It sounds genius in my mind, but I'm a legend in my own mind. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. And I am going to be out there watching videos and supporting other people. And thank you so much for everyone who supports me and listens to my rambles, my videos. I appreciate all of you. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.